everyone, today I thought I would do something a little bit different. I've never done one of these before, but today I'm going to do a book review. The book I'm going to be reviewing today, as you can probably tell by the title, is Tyler Oakley's book, which came out 2 days ago, and it is called Binge. But before I start, I wanted to have a little discussion about YouTubers and bringing out books. Now, a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on the fact that a lot of the big YouTubers, the majority of them have or are going to have a book released. My opinion on YouTubers that are releasing books is I think it's great. I think for a smaller YouTuber, it's great that YouTube itself is getting out into the public and it's not just being kept online hush hush. It's actually out there, it's in bookshops, it's on magazines, it's on TV, and it's kind of like inspiring to think like all these big YouTubers have started from where I am, and they've grown, and potentially I could do the same, which is very unlikely, but who knows what the future holds. But I think that if you are a YouTuber and you're going to write a book, you need to be committed to it, and you need to be passionate about it, and you need to write it yourself. Yes, you can have help. Yes, you can have an editor. Yes, you can have somebody that checks through and looking for errors, or just helps you with the plot, or the chapters, or the wording. But when a YouTuber has someone that literally writes the whole book for them, and they're the ones that are giving the plot and the characters and nothing else, then I don't think that you should really do it. Because if you're not passionate about it, if you're just doing it to make money, then it's not really you, is it? But with Tyler's book, you can 100% tell that it's all him in there. Just the way it's written, you can tell that those words have come from his mind and are put down on paper. It's literally like his voice is just written down. I've heard that he got the offer to write a book 3 years ago, and they wanted him to put it out 3 years ago, and he said, no, I'm not ready to have a book out yet. So he's taken 3 years to make this, which I think just shows that how much he wanted this. And that's one of the reasons that I first bought this book. I do watch Tyler, but I also watch a lot of the other big YouTubers that have books out, and I haven't actually bought them, because by just reading what they are and by hearing reviews, I've realised that it's not their book, it's somebody else's book, it's their ideas. But Tyler actually started releasing little snippets of this book, and just from reading those few pages, I knew that he wrote this book and he was passionate about this book, and that is when I pre-ordered it. I didn't pre-order it until I saw those chapters, because I didn't think it was going to be his, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, too much talking, let's get on with it. By the way, if you can hear licking, that's my cat. So I'm doing a book review and my cat is licking places that do not need to be licked on camera. Let's continue. If you don't know who Tyler Oakley is, I should probably start by saying that. Tyler Oakley is a YouTuber. He started his YouTube channel, I think, when he was 18 and at university. He's now 25, 26, I don't know, one of those ages. It doesn't matter, once you turn 21, it's all a blur. He does vlogging, he does Q&As, he supports charities and raises money for charities, which I think is great. If you haven't seen him, then where have you been? You probably have. His face is plastered on like buses and buildings, like how can you miss him? But anyway, if you haven't, I'll link his channel in my description. This book is called Binge because Tyler has a sort of addictive personality, which he talks about in the book. He binges on a lot of things. The book itself is sort of an autobiography, but it's not written in a normal autobiography sort of standard. Like, it doesn't start when he's a child and then ends with him as he is now. It sort of jumps back and forth, and it's more written as topics. For example, there's a chapter on his terrible driving, which I can relate to. There's a chapter on his breakup. There's a chapter on his jobs, his interviews. And when reading this, there was a lot of moments where I was literally like, did he really just put that out into the public? Because there are a lot of secrets in here, and the thing I like about Binge is that no matter how many Tyler Oakley videos you've watched, if you've watched all of them or half of them or whatever, there is nothing in this book that has been said before in as much detail on videos than it is in here, and there's a lot of things that haven't been even mentioned ever in here. So it's basically like a book of secrets, and I feel like I shouldn't be reading this. I feel like this is someone's diary. Like, I have things like this in my diary that I would never want anybody to see. There's some secrets in here which I think are really helpful and let people know that he's gone through it as well. Like, even though he's a massive YouTuber and he's like basically in like the celebrity world now, he's gone through it all. I think a lot of times when you look up to people that are like Tyler or like an A-list celebrity and you think, oh my god, they're so perfect, they've had a perfect life, but really nobody's had a perfect life. Everyone's got their struggles. And I was really surprised about how much he's been through in his 25, 26 years. It's sort of like a learning material as well, because he doesn't ever just explain what's happened to him, he explains what he's learned from those situations, and I think that will help a lot of young people growing up struggling through certain things at the moment. But it's not just all doom and gloom in here. There are some hilarious mistakes that he's made. And there are also some sort of chapters that break up the story. It's sort of a fun chapter. Like, there's a chapter called What I Would Do If I Was Beyonce for a Day. There's a chapter where he rates his Disney princes, which was so funny. Overall, I think this book is great. I think anybody that is a fan of Tyler should buy it, and I think anybody that doesn't know who Tyler is should buy it. And I think the fact that I read this book in less than a day just pretty much sums up how good it is. But if there's any YouTubers that are thinking about writing the book, I think they need to read this book and they need to learn that this is the type of thing that they need to aim for. It's them, it is completely them. You can tell that he's written this, and you can tell that the words have come from his mouth, so to speak, and that is what I want in a YouTube book, or any book, to be honest. So yes, I really enjoyed this book. Oh, and I did get it signed, not personally, I bought it as signed, because I live in the middle of nowhere, you see. Look at that, apparently his name's Tyler Oakley. When you have to sign 20,000 books, you're going to want to shorten your name. I would just shorten my name to A. And so that is the end of today's video. I hope you liked my book review. I mean, I'm clearly a professional. As always, my social media links are in the description, so you can check me out there. Tyler, if you're watching, then well done for writing a book. It is great, and you are very brave for posting all those secrets, let me tell you that. And see you later. My cat is still licking herself. Bye!